Hello folks, it's excommunicated beta cuck V here, and when I was working as a cashier, I once chased a kid down for stealing. Okay, I was working the self-checkout and had already been scolded for having people walking off with purchases without paying for them. I was new to the position and I got paranoid. I didn't want to lose my job at the time, so when I saw this kid trying to pull a fast one on me, boy, I went in on it. I followed the kid outside, confronted them, and in exchange they gave me $2. I had chased this kid down for a Coke. And how on earth did I get there? After all, I'm an anti-capitalist. I cracked jokes with customers about wanting to give them their food for free, and here I was, shaking some kid down for a soda. So, in case we haven't all reached the same conclusion, this video is about capitalism, and about how someone can say and believe one set of things, i.e. that capitalism is bad, and that people deserve to eat food and such, and do something different. Chasing down a kid for stealing something inconsequential. Now, right off the bat, I'm sure the most obvious counter-argument is that stealing is wrong. It's illegal, and yeah, you got me there. And this is in no way condoning theft, except, well, capitalism, in my experience at least, thrives on the human nature of building communities. We, by nature, bond over shared experiences, so things within that experience become important, even if they aren't taken seriously. At my old job, we weren't allowed to have water with us during our shift, with the explanation that it's unprofessional and it could be a safety hazard. Now, most of our managers and bosses didn't care about that rule, so it isn't important, right? Well, no, it is important, because it's a rule they were allowed to enforce or dismiss as needed. If you've done something they don't like but isn't against the rules, suddenly smaller things like uniform codes or water become a big deal. This also applies when supervisors from higher up come and check in with the store. This setup creates the illusion that your job is fine because they casually dismiss things like wearing leggings to work or not noticing someone's shoplifting, but all of that can go away at a moment's notice, and more often than not, be used specifically to cause you trouble. Now, is this the fault of the job itself or the fault of capitalism? Well, I have another job as a substitute teacher for a public school, and I'm paid better, given more breaks, allowed to bring my laptop and phone and water and whatever food, leave the school during break periods, and none of it has negatively affected my work with the students, so you tell me. Public schools are government funded, after all, and while even schools are entangled in this country's free market nightmare, it's obviously not structured for peak efficiency with all of its employees. No one is forced to always stay on their feet and always be working on something or greeting customers, because the goal of the school is to maintain a safe learning environment, where the goal of the grocery store is to maximize profits. All that talk earlier about not having water for safety reasons and whatnot is kind of bullshit. You don't have water so that you don't have an excuse to slack off, and you don't have chairs so that you don't have an excuse to rest. Profits are everything in what should in theory be something more akin to a public service. A grocery store is not a car sales place. It's a place where people get a basic human necessity, so why is it being run like one? Now, I'm pressed for time here, but I'm going to be weighing in on capitalism in the future. I'll be tackling poverty, living wages, how capitalism poisons our shared cultural perspectives, all that good stuff. But I've been deliberating on videos for months now, and I've really gotta at least kick this show off, you know? So I'm gonna end it kind of abruptly here. Thank you to my patrons listed below, and if you want to hear more, please do the YouTube things that help with the keeping up with people stuff. I'm going to be doing more than talking politics in the future, and maybe then I'll actually have an actually working camera, and wouldn't that be a thing?